Hello everyone. Yeah, this video is kind of spontaneous, and I've had a lot of people talk about how they use AI agents like Cloud Code, Cursor, Anti-Gravity, and the likes, and how they repeatedly get into bugs, and this is as a result of context. Because the way many tools work, so this is just one reason that could cause you experiencing so many bugs when writing code with maybe anti-gravity, cloud code, and the likes, because these AI agents make use of context. They are not intelligent by default. They are only as powerful as the amount of information they know. And now, the way the tech ecosystem works is many packages are updated day by day. Many tools are updated day by day, and this reflects in their documentation. Now, the ability for your AI agent, for your tools, and to be able to have access to this up to date information makes them way powerful. For example, one tool I've really struggled with is the AI SDK for you to build AI agents, maybe internally into certain tools and call tools and all of those things, right? Now, this AI SDK is a very powerful tool, but if you follow the docs, you'll notice that within a matter of few years, there's been so many versions. There's been version 1, 2, 3, up to version 6, and now it's currently on version 6. And if you are trying to integrate it into your stack or your tools, you would figure out that it would have so many bugs. And if you try and like check why it's experiencing these bugs, it's because it is calling functions, it's calling libraries and all that no longer exist or have been or are now like deprecated and all those things. Right now, you can avoid all of these errors and all by giving your AI context. And it doesn't make sense having to come to the documentation and copy every page. For example, you want it to stream responses, you want to use custom UI and all those things. You can't just be like coming to the documentation and start copying pages and all those things. Right now, I very long time ago I figured out this context 7 MCP, and it gives your AI agents a lot of power. And what it does is, it's like, for example, you see the AI SDK, it's like documentation baked into an MCP. So I think they explained it here: up to date documentation for LLM. Now I think they have a documentation to yeah. But what happens is, for example, say you're trying to integrate the AI SDK into your tool, right? If you have this kind of MCP with your AI agent, now what happens is, say you want to integrate streaming. Now, where it's gonna like your agent is gonna check if there's an MCP, and then it's going to get up to date documentation before it even writes any code. Now, for example, imagine this snippet being passed, and then it gets to like see, okay, this is how this thing is being called now, this is how this thing works right now. So before it even writes any code, before it edits your code, before it adjusts your code, it sees like the right context that it needs. And this is even ways there are paid plans, but the free plan even gives you so much advantage, so much, and it's always updated. And in fact, almost every documentation you need, say you're going to integrate better auths for authentication into your front end, you are trying to use stack query, and many of all these open source documentation, they are all free. And recently they even introduced skills. Say you want to use skills for your AI agent to properly understand the way to, for example, say you want to integrate AI SDK. Now, with the AI SDK skills, now your AI agent is able to know how to use AI SDK accurately and perfectly in your code base. Right now, all of this is giving your AI agent accurate context to ensure that with limited amount of token and one trial it's able to come out with the best result, and yeah, and making use of this context 7 MCP is very straightforward. If you understand how to use MCPs with your AI agents, it's very straightforward. First of all, you get to sign up because you need an API key. So you sign up maybe with your GitHub account or so, you create an API key, and then you see instructions as to how to, you can sign up with your remote server. Many times I like using the local server because in case like their server is down, but that's very rare. So say you're using Claude Code, you're using Open Code, Cursor, anything, you're going to like see the command you can add to your mcp.json file. If you're using Claude Code, all you just need to do is like copy this command, add your API key, run it in the terminal, and voila, you're going to have it. I could just show this very briefly. So say I copy my API key. Is there a way to copy? I think I just need to create a new one. So I call this test, create an API key, copy the API key. I could just store it here, go back and come here, copy this, and I could just come here. So if I run Claude here, and I verify. So another way to even use it with Claude is, I think there is a plugin for it. So Claude plugin. So say you're using Claude, say you're using Cursor. I think Cursor has plugins. So you may just prefer to use the plugin. So the plugins is like a conglomeration of MCP, AI agent, skills. So you don't need to install plugin. So you don't need to install MCP and then install skill. Once you install the plugin, you're good to go. So I'm trying to like find the, I think it should be claude.com. I think claude.com/plugins, right? I'm guessing. Yeah, I think I'm correct, right? So there should be a context 7, blah blah blah. Yep. So yeah, context 7, right? You see a lot of people are using it, over 150. This is like the second most used plugin for Claude Code, and you know plugin is still a new thing. So imagine that. I think, yeah, once you just have this, so you don't need to install the MCP and plugin. But if you are using maybe anti-gravity and all, so you can just come here, you navigate. So the same approach that works for VS Code is going to work for anti-gravity. So you just need to copy this, add your API key into your mcp.json, maybe global or local, and you're good to go. So I was going to like test it for Claude Code, but now that I see the plugin, but maybe let me not go that far. I could just like set up the yeah, so I have my API key here, so I can just like copy this guy. So I was going to confirm if I have the MCP. So you say I don't have the MCP here, so I can just go to a new tab and paste this here and go get the API key and come back here to edit this guy. So just paste the API key here. Let me zoom this. So you paste the API key and you click enter. It's going to add this to the mcp the claude.json file. You can check it out there. Now when I come back to Claude, so I'm just going to escape and exit. Now when I exit, I can just clear this guy and run Claude again, and then I can now verify if the MCP installed. So /mcp, and now I have context 7. I think it's trying to connect. Okay, it's connected already. So now I can just ask it, do you have access to the AI SDK version 6 streaming, how it works? So this way is going to call the, so let's see, I did not specify context 7 or anything like that. Let's see if it's going to call the context 7. So you see it calls the context 7 library. So there are sorry, MCP, I think there are 2 tools. So if you go back here, there should be a place where they explain the tools that are available, but I think there are just 2 tools. So MCPs are made up of tools. So I really don't know where to read more. Okay, I think I should be able to see more context in the GitHub repo. So yeah, there are just two tools. One that resolves the library name, blah blah. One that queries the documentation. So just that. So you see, right now it's trying like. So when I click yes, it's going like so AI SDK version 4 streaming stream test blah blah. But I think I'm trying to get, so version 4 is like what many of these agents have access to, and that's why they kind of hallucinate. They try to write wrong code, and you find yourself having so many bugs. But you see, now it's trying to call the version 6 beta, so it gives you it gives you access to the up-to-date documentation, which makes sense and helps you write perfect code without experiencing so many bugs. Yeah, so I think yeah, this just what I thought to like share. So you see, it gives me details, it has access to everything, the stream text, how it works, blah blah. And this way, even like, so when imagine passing all of this to your AI agent as the right code for you, and not just for AI SDK, for the so many docs. So once you just install the MCP, it has access to the so many docs that are here. So as you write code, as you maybe integrate chat CN whatsoever, everything just works straight up for you. And like, yeah, that's what I thought to explain in this video. If there is any particular use case you would want me to maybe explain in another video, just drop it in a comment and I'm open to doing that. Yeah, and I'll talk to you in another video. Bye.